Hi. Hi, everybody. Today we'll continue chapter 3 from for statement. So, as I said before, for loop in Python is totally different than for loop in C or Java or C++. So, for loop in Python, the syntax will be for your variable item and whatever any variable here, and so the command, the syntax will be contains two words for n. Okay, for any variable you want, and any sequence or range or list or whatever you want here. 2 points, enter tab, write your for body of the for loop here. Okay, so of course for loop will repeat an action or several actions. Similar, this function is the same. For loop, it's a loop, will repeat an action or several actions, but for each item in a sequence of items, for each item in a sequence of items. Okay, this is a new, especially only for Python. So this does not exist in C or Java. Example here for C, variable small capital C, and this word between quotation is a string, so it's sequence, it's string. Okay, so for Cn comp between quotation, enter tab, print C. So the output will be here. We have looping. Yes, we have looping to loop inside this sequence. So the conditions here are inside to test if we have another item in the list or in a sequence or no. If we have another item, then it's true. Go to the body of the for loop and make the action. Print C. Similarly in print C. So by initialize, we have here like a pointer. For C equal the first element or the first item in this word, or the first index or first element is capital C. So C equal capital C, and capital C exists inside this word. So it's true. True, go print the value of small c, which is big C. Then repeat again, test again. The next item or next index is still in the same sequence or list. So the next index or pointer will be +1, will be O. So right now, another value for C, C equal big O, and big O is exist in the list or sequence, so it's true. Then print the value, big O. Okay, go again, repeat again, +1, big M, also inside the sequence. So small c equal big M, and print again, and so on, P. So after P, the loop will repeat here, and +1 will be null. So the index in pointer to the P. P +1 here, the index +1 here will be outside the sequence. Outside the sequence or range or list. So it's outside. Outside means not exist, means null. So if C equal null or not exist or outside the range or sequence, so the condition will be false. So skip this print and continue your code. Okay, any question here? Any question here؟ حد عنده سؤال؟
No, Dr. Easy.
واضحة؟ أكيد واضحة؟
Yes.
Perfect. By default, when we print C, when we use print statement in Python, by default will be enter. No need to put \n or nothing. By default, different statement of print give us different lines. Okay, it is by default here by Python. So if I want to write it on one line, So I want to add another syntax, which is called argument and. So the same code, but I put between parentheses print C comma. At the end of the value of the comma, of the value of C, sorry, we put comma. At the end of the output, we want to end this output by any escape character you want here, or character, or anything you want. Just space, you can use it. So we have another argument called and. So will be written like that, and equal. Between parentheses, put whatever you want here. Between quotation backslash T, give us tab. You can put it backslash n, the same output of these. You can put only space or without space. Double quotation without space. So will be comp like the input. So you can put whatever you want here. Okay? So it's not only backslash T. Anything you want. You can put a character, maybe A. So the output will be CAOAMAPA. Okay? If you put here character A, or word, or sentence, or whatever you want. So you can put here whatever you want here. Okay, number, character. You can put number also. Example 5, don't put quotation, and 5. So we'll give you C5, O5, M5, P5. Okay, so you can put whatever you want here. So it's argument and. So we can write it in line, no enter. Okay, so this is for loop. Now, the flow chart as view similar to for loop in C, but inside this rhombus or losange or diamond, we don't have direct condition, less than or equal or number or whatever. We have condition where, while more items exist inside the sequence or list or range to process, then it's true. Make your action and assign next item to the target, and repeat and repeat and repeat. So the condition inside the for loop in Python is different in the condition part. While there is an item inside a list or sequence or range, it's true, else false. Okay, now example for loop. Here I create a list. This is called list. Names, variables, variable called names, equal between brackets. Okay, 3 names. Between quotation is a string. So it is a list of strings here. Abir, between quotation, comma, Muhammad, between quotation, comma, Sally. So it's a 3 name to create a list of strings. Now, also for loop can be used inside the list. I want to print out these names using for loop. So for your name, okay, your name, any variable here, and just call the variable. This is list. Okay, so names here, it's a variable. The type of this variable names is a list. So just you can put for your name and names. So the first index will be Abir. The first element in this list is Abir, between quotation. One word, not one character. Okay, one word, Abir. So if it's true, print hi, between quotation, comma, your name. So Abir, the first one. Second one will be Muhammad. Third one will be Salim. And another print inside the for loop, print, because you have same tab, still inside the loop, and enter here. This print, it's outside the for loop. So these 2 prints, no braces here. These 2 prints inside the for loop. The third print is outside the for loop. So the output will be for your name and names. So your name equal Abir. This is one item. This is one item. Between quotation is one item. It's a list. So your name will be equal to Abir. It's true. Abir exists in this list. So print hi Abir. Then another print statement still inside the for loop will be printed. Okay, and repeat again. Will not print outside for loop because the for loop is true. When the for loop is false, we'll go to the next statement. This is called next statement outside for loop. So when it's true, go to another item, Muhammad. So your name equal Muhammad. So print hi Muhammad and still inside for loop. Then +1, hi Sally, still inside for loop. +1, outside the list. Outside the list. So your name is null. So it's false. False. Go outside the for loop and implement the next step. Go to next step. The next step here will be print outside the for loop. Okay? Any question? Clear? Guys, clear?
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Yes, doctor.
Perfect. Perfect. Now, another example. Total equals 0. For number n, 2 minus 3, 0, 79. So I create a list here. I create a list here by hand. Okay. And a variable called total equal to 0. So total equal total plus number. So this loop will add these numbers to give us the total of this list will be 25. Okay. So the first one will be the first iteration will be number equal to true. Go here. Total, new total equal all total 0 plus 2. So total equal 2. Okay. Go next item. Number equal minus 3. True. Okay. Go inside for loop. New total equal all total 2 minus 3. So new total equal minus 1 and so on to add all this number to be 25. Okay. Now the new one will be the new functions, the new built-in functions inside the Python. So for counter in range 10, range is a range function. It's a built-in function inside Python. So range will give us, if I put range 10, will give us from 0 to maximum minus 1. Will give us this range. It's from 0 to 9. Okay. So for counter in range 10 means I want the list from 0 to maximum minus 1. So it's replaced by here. So it's similar to list. Okay. From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, maximum minus 1. This value 10. So we'll end by 9. So it's list. But we cannot write it from 0 to 1,000 or 1 million. So just write range 1 million. Okay. So this is from 0 to this value minus 1, maximum minus 1. So for counter in range 10, print counter space and put spaces and single quote or double quotation. The same in Python, single quote and double quotation, almost the same. So single quote, space, single quote, or double quotation, space, double quotation. So we'll print out the value of counters from 0 to 9. Okay. Clear? Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, doctor.
Any question? Perfect. So the range functions has, if I put range number value here max, give us a range from 0 to max minus 1, increment by 1. Increment by 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till and minus 1. But if I want use another thing, we can use here. Range, minimum, comma, maximum. Two numbers here. If I put two numbers here inside the function range, minimum, comma, max, give us a range from. I can start by any number I want, not only from 0. So I will start from minimum, the same as before, to maximum minus 1, also increment by 1. So if I want a list or a range from 5 to 10. So I put range 5, 11. Okay, 5, 11 will give us a range from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, واضحة? Clear? Okay. Also, if I want to increment by 2, by 3, so I can do it. So the global functions, the syntax of range is minimum, comma, maximum, comma, step. If I don't put step, the increment will be by 1 always. If I put step, so give us a range from minimum to maximum minus 1, increment by this number here, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, whatever you want. Okay? So the general formula of range is range, minimum, maximum, step. If I omit one of them, becomes here. Okay? So I will get an example here. For I in a range 2, 6 will give us print I and comma space, as you can see here, and comma space. So will give us from 2 to 5. Okay, from 2 to 5, from minimum to maximum minus 1, from 2 to 5, ended by comma space, as you can see here. 2 comma space, 3 comma space, 4 comma space, 5 comma space. Okay. Now, for I in a range 2, 16, 2. So the output will be from minimum to 15, increment by 2. Maximum 16 minus 1. Okay. So from 2 to 16 minus 1, increment by 2. So we'll begin by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Another step plus 2 will give us 16. 16 is out of this range, it's false. No print. We don't have 15 here, okay? Because it's plus 2. Okay? Any question here? Clear? Everything is clear here?
Yes, doctor.
Perfect. Now, another formatting string. This is optional. This slide is optional. It's not obligatory, okay? It's optional. We can write formatting string. It's used to insert a variable inside a string. Example. Also to format the float number. This is the syntax. We can, inside the print, we can put F between quotation, your text between braces, your variable. Also for float variable, like similar to this. Example, here. X equal to 5, Y equal 3.2, X integer, Y is a float. We can write it. We can write it optionally. Option, print between parentheses, put F between quotation, okay, X, it's a text, equal between braces, and put your variable here. Not at the end. Inside the string, inside the text. So F, open quotation, double quotation, here's close double quotation. Here cannot work in single quote, only double quotation. So double quote, F double quote, your text, okay. Inside your text, you can put between braces your variables, okay. So X equal X, divide by Y equal variable Y, the value of Y, equal, here if I want, X divided by Y, and we can put the float number, formatting of the float number, 2.0.3, another F here, float number. So will give us X equal 5, divide by Y equal 3.2, equal 1.562. We limited by 3 decimal digits. It's optional. It's optional. It's not obligatory. It's optional. Okay. You can do like here or nothing or another. I will give you another syntax of that. If I replace Z equal X over Y, the same, I can put here Z. Okay. Variable, the same. Okay. Okay. I will go to next. Then I will make pie chart. I will implement by pie chart. Now, also is optional. This is another kind of formatting strings, another option. So Python, you can write in print 3 or 4 different ways. You can choose whatever you want, okay? Also, we have formatting text, another optional format string between quotation, percentage, your parameter. So placeholder as C and Java the same. Here's the same. %D for integer, F for float number, S for string, 8D give us 8 character wide, -8 left aligned, and so on and so on. Okay. So here an example, another example, we can write in the same line x equal 3 semicolon. We can put semicolon in Python if I want to write for the same line. If I put enter, no semicolon. X equal 3 semicolon, y equal 3 point whatever semicolon, z equal hello between quotation, no semicolon here. If I want to define many variables in one line, we put semicolon between. Different line, no semicolon. Okay, so it's a new idea here. So I can write print without parentheses, as you can see. Print, open quotation, close quotation, percent -8s, comma, percent 04d is close to percent 03f. It's similar to C. Here, similar to C, but here, modulus or percentage between parentheses, the first placeholder is for Z, the second is for D, the third is for F here. So we give us Z is hello, hello, comma, 4 space, 04, 000, and write for decimal place here, and write the last one, the value of X, 003, is close to 0.3 F for Y, Y is pi, so 3.142. Okay. Also, this formatting is optional. It's not obligatory. So you can use this kind of format or this kind of format or normal format. Okay. Okay. Any question for now? Good. Sentinel controlled repetition. So when we want to write a code and we don't know how many times or how many iteration have inside the loop, we don't have the maximum number of loops. We don't have, it's customized, depend on each function or object. So the best way to solve that problem is by using a special value called sentinel value, also called signal value, dummy value, flag value. All of these indicate that end of data entry. So this sentinel value or signal value or dummy value or flag value means that I want to terminate my loop right now. The user will put this to terminate. It's not determined loop. It's undetermined loop. So we don't know the number of loops. Example, the class average program. The similar code in C, but in different syntax. We initialize total. I will make it by pie chart right now. Okay, I will give you pie chart. Okay, break and continue. Okay, let's be open pie chart. Okay, here directly will open on the last project that you want. When you close it, automatically the Python will make an update automatically. Okay, so I will create a new file, a new Python file. I will call it Sentinel. Sentinel E. Sentinel loop. Okay, so we can start. What happened here? Okay, so we want to define example. We can start directly by a declaration of variable t equal 0 total. Okay, I want right now to make this class average of the Sentinel controlled loop. So we have total and grade, and we want to input it. Okay, and use Sentinel value -1 and so on. So T for total, G for grade. The grade is also 0. Now I want to input. So the grade or whatever input said, let's say we put it a grade. في 2 variables for grade. Okay. So here I will put counter C. Counter. Okay. Okay. A grade equal okay, sorry. Grade equal. Okay. I want to transfer it to float number or integer number. We can do both. We can do it float. Here I want to use input statement. Input, parenthesis, quotation, enter your grades. Okay, 2 points. The user will enter it. Now, what will happen? Okay, the first step, what we'll do? يلا ساعدوني. عندنا 3 دقايق، يلا ساعدوني. دخلنا الجريد، شو بنعمل بالجريد؟
اف
وايل، هنستعمل وايل. اوكي.
نعمل وايل لوب.
وايل لوب، وايل. وايل هيدي الجريد اللي دخلناها. Not equal to any value outside the range. انت الجريد اللي عم ندخله مبدئيا الجريد تبع الكورس نعتبره from 0 to 100 مثلا. فينا نحط نحن هون outside the range. فينا نحطه -1، فينا نحطه 200. مش ضروري -1. اوكي. So it's flag value, dummy value, any value outside this range. Okay. While grade not equal, let's say -1, 2 point, enter. Okay. What will happen? While grade not equal -1, what will happen?
print f.
Okay.
Print.
Tab. Okay. Before print بدنا نعمل summation. So total equal total قديم plus grade. صح؟ صح؟ total قديم هون بس اعطيك ايرور السي البايثون سوري بس اعطيك ايرور تكبس عليه في ايرور سبيسنج هون بس الايرور شايفينه انتم سبيسنج مش ايرور هذا. هي بس يطلع السهم الاحمر نكبس عليه شو سام هي import as while. اوكي بس ركلجه زيحه عن سبيس اعمل سبيسنج بس دبل ايكوال او دبل ايكوال فليبت وكذا. لا اكيد غلط هيدي. اوكي وايل جريد شوفوها وايل جريد ما بتساوي -1. اوكي توتال ايكوال توتال بلس جريد. اوكي فات اول مره.
دكتور
نعم
الوايل لأنه حطيناها كيس سنسيتيف هون في عنا، فعشان هيك بحس عملت هيك.
انا احطها سمول لتر. يلا سمول لتر، برافو عليك. سمول لتر، برافو عليك. اوكي برافو. شو اسمك؟
فؤاد.
حط بلس، حط بونس، يلا على السريع نعمل على الشات. حط بونس، اكتب اسمك. بونس، اكتب بونس تحت اسمك، بس اكتب بونس. فؤاد على الشات هلا اكتب بونس، كلمة بونس يلا على السريع، بعد في عنا 1 مينت على السريع، بدي سيف الشات. يلا سيفت الشات. اوكي اخذت بونس بلس 1، حنكفيه باللاب او later on. اوكي لانه عندنا 1 minute only. اوكي اوكي حنكفيه بعدين. I will stop the recording.